When I was a kid trying to learn how to play guitar, I thought that practicing meant simply playing the things that I wanted to learn over and over again. This lack of proper guidance made me develop really bad playing habits, and it made my progress very slow throughout my teenage years. Thinking about it made me realize that many musicians like myself are not told how to actually practice our instruments. So today I want to share with you some tips on how to practice your instrument efficiently. Tip number 1, warm up. I don't think enough people talk about warming up before playing. Warming up is super important. Playing a musical instrument at a high level is more similar to playing a sport than many people realize. Playing musical pieces that are very technically demanding is essentially an athletic ability for your hands. If you pick up your instrument for the first time today and right away you try to play the fastest, most challenging thing you can possibly play, you risk injuring yourself. Also, you might not be able to play that thing. There are songs that I can't play on guitar unless I've been playing and warming up for an hour or even longer. That might also be discouraging if you can't play that thing that you were able to play last night after playing for 5 hours. Your muscles are simply not warmed up yet. So start slow, play some simple exercises, play scales, or some other simpler pieces that you can already play. Tip number 2, play the things that you can't play. When you are practicing a piece and you're stuck in a section that you can't play, it's very easy to get frustrated and start playing the easier parts. This is normal. Your brain feels stupid, and playing something that you can actually play makes you feel better. But this is a waste of time. I didn't realize I was doing this so much until a teacher gave us this advice. It made me realize why it was taking me so long to learn my pieces. So don't spend too much time playing the things that you can already play up to speed and focus on the difficult sections. Tip number 3, play to a metronome. Many of us know that we should practice with a metronome, and we still don't do it nearly as much as we should. It should be the soundtrack of your existence. Yes, the metronome is annoying and it will most likely ruin your relationships. It will push your roommates to the edge of insanity, make your family hate you, or make your significant other leave you, but it will make you play better. Tip number 4, slow things down. This is one thing that many people talk about, and that is because it's very important. You need to practice at slow tempos. My guitar teacher at university used to say, the faster you need to play, the slower you need to practice. You need to be fully aware of all your movements and keep them consistent. If you need to play something at 120 BPM, start at 60 or even slower. As slow as it needs to be so that it's clean when you play it. If you try to play something fast and it's very sloppy and you never slow it down to fix it and you keep playing it fast and messy, you will get used to playing it that way. Tip number 5, speed things up gradually. Once you can play that section of your piece at a slow tempo, increase it by 1 or 2 BPM. Never go up if you're not playing it accurately. You want to build the correct muscle memory here. I've heard people say that you should go for 5 or 10 BPM increase per day. I think this is an okay guideline, but it obviously depends. Sometimes I'll increase 2 or 3 BPM, sometimes 20. It really depends. And when you think about it, 10 BPM a day would be like 70 BPM increase in a week, which is a lot. My advice would be to go slow and aim for long-term results. Tip number 6, have a practice journal. Having a practice journal is a great way to keep track of your progress. It's something that I wish I started doing earlier and that I still have to implement more in my practice. Don't make it too complicated. Make your notes as simple as possible. It shouldn't take too long, and that will help you make sure that you're actually doing it. Tip number 7, take breaks. Many musicians like myself are guilty of comparing ourselves to others. Maybe someone is bragging about how they practiced for like 12 hours the other day, or you might be intimidated after reading on the internet that Steve Vai used to play until his fingers started bleeding. Please don't do that. And I can assure you that your friend didn't actually get 12 hours of solid, functional productive practice. Practicing is highly demanding on your body and mind. If you've ever tried to do 4 hours without any breaks, you might have noticed that your brain turned into mashed potatoes by the end of the day. I'm sure there are people who can focus on one task for long periods of time, but I have the attention span of a 5-year-old child. So if I want to get 4 or 8 hours in one day, I need to take breaks. I like using the Pomodoro technique for pretty much everything in my life. And that is basically 25 minutes of intense focus and 5-minute breaks in between. But you can play for 30 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour. Feel free to experiment. Practice hard and as much as you can, but don't burn yourself out. Tip number 8, if something hurts, stop. It is very easy to hurt yourself when you put your hands under loads of stress for long periods of time doing things that hands are not designed for. Always watch your posture and keep an eye on any unnecessary tension. You should always try to be as relaxed as possible. If something hurts, you should stop immediately. Give yourself a little break, analyze what may be causing the pain, and try to adjust. One time when I was in school, my hands started to hurt really bad. And that was probably because of bad posture. I couldn't get rid of it and my teacher made me take about 1 week off. That was really annoying, but that little break gave me time to recover. This is nothing compared to injuries that other musicians have to go through. As you can see, this is very much like a sport. And that's it for today. We are completely out of light already, but thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other tips for practicing your instruments more efficiently, please leave them down in the comments. You can also follow me on Instagram if you want more updates. And that's it for today. I'll see you next week.